Hello everybody and welcome to the YouTube channel of Tadros Brothers. Today I'm reading a document that Tim Draper has written that I really appreciate. It's called Home of the Brave. Stand by, we'll be doing that right now. Don't move. Hello everybody, hope all is well. Welcome to the YouTube channel of the Tadros Brothers. Here we look at society in a spiritual and technological way, and we cover cryptocurrency, but our specialty is governance, and that is governance of the future. And we look at everything that has to do with what governments will be like in the future. 10 years from now, what do you think? A lot of our videos only talk about those future potentials. Take a look at our other videos. You know what to do. Press like, subscribe, put a little comment, and to help the YouTube algorithm explode. And you can put a little comment saying, yeah, cool, this is a cool channel. Directly here from Playa del Carmen. Got in touch with Tim Draper almost 4 years ago after he spoke about disrupting governments. And so Eric and myself, Tadros Brothers channel, had quite a few ideas about disrupting government. And we're still in touch with Tim. Maybe I'll send him this video sometime soon, but he wrote an amazing article on May 13th, 2020. Following the COVID outbreak, Tim Draper had an incredible 4-minute read, 5-6 minute read. I will read it out to you guys, okay? Let's do this. Let's hope this will go well. Because I've handwritten it all. So let's go about reading this. Tim Draper, thank you for this article. Here goes nothing. Tim Draper, May 13th, 2020, Home of the Brave. I believe in the land of the free, home of the brave. I do not believe in the land of government control and home of the fearful. I am over 60. I would be considered at risk from the virus, but I would rather die than sacrifice the freedom of my grandchildren and the children for my own well-being. Freedom gives us choice. Choice makes life happy, fun, and prosperous and interesting. It does not always work out even, and it is not always fair. But government control is never fair. It plays to the panderer and panders too, but doesn't deliver for the needy. It makes the rest of us feel trapped in the life of being miserable and poor and conforming to the mold designed by unimaginative committees where the laws of the land are so many and so complex that they overlap and are all subject to the legal interpretation and require attorneys to decipher them. It was about the year 2004 when I realized that something horrible had occurred. Before 2004, I believed that the government worked for us, worked for the people. Now, for a number of reasons, I believe that the rules have been reversed. Somehow, we now work for the government, and the rules have changed for everyone working under the same rules. The government is somehow not expected to live under the same rules as they force us to live under. While we get bankrupt social security system, government workers get guaranteed pensions. While most of us send our children to government-controlled public schools, a disproportionate number of government employees send their children to private schools. While we create value, the average government bureaucrat tells us what we can now do and gets paid more. A government bureaucrat works shorter weeks, gets more benefits and more vacation days than the private taxpayer does. When the virus hit, we had to halt construction while all government buildings proceeded as planned. We lost 36 million private sector jobs while nearly every government employee kept their job and continued to be paid, even if they were no longer expected to work. The end of the virus gives us two paths. one dystopian and one utopian. The dystopian path is a path towards government control, where 36 million newly unemployed Americans now become permanently needy class with ongoing support from the taxpayer, whose burden amounts to about 50% of the GDP. 50 years ago, it was about half of that. The utopian path is a path of freedom, where people are given the right to try new things and create and build real value with real private sector employment, but without being immediately halted by having overbearing impositions by the SEC, the FDA, the FCC, the SBA, the EPA, the building codes, the fire codes, the import and export restrictions, etc., etc., etc. Government control, whether it's called socialism, communism, or fascism, has never worked in the history of the world. It invariably leads to extreme poverty, a miserable environment, and unfair favoritism. I suggest to rise out of this impending depression that we Americans reduce regulations and let 360 million flowers bloom. Let's give the government workers a financial incentive to encourage growth, like trying their pay. Tag it to the GDP growth rather than the CPI. Send a strong message of freedom to other countries of the world. Allow the gig economy to thrive without forcing employers to provide every single benefit the government can think of. Allow people to hire below the minimum wage for young people, so they can get their first gig, their first rung of the ladder, and build experience in the working world. Allow the new technologies like stem cell cloning, cryptocurrencies, airdrops, drones, experimental drugs, private exchanges, and whatever else brilliant entrepreneurs and engineers and scientists can come up with to proceed unimpeded until they prove the truly dangerous to the general population. Allow the construction of new buildings without the burden of years of regulatory holdup, and allow people to take chances and be at their own risk with their own careers, with their own money, with their own lives, without the burden of rules that were created for different people in different times. Why, for example, a millionaire can invest in a private company to help him or her get rich, while a poorer person cannot? Does the government believe that it can make better decisions for the poorer person than he or she can do for herself? Let's stop delegating the responsibility for everything that could go wrong to our government. Let's make laws clear and simple for all to know and understand. Let's take responsibility for our own individual actions. Let's be brave, and let's make this country free again. Thank you, Tim Draper, for this amazing text that I have read today. I love the ideas done in this little article. Thank you again. I hope that one day, Tim Draper, that you will see this video. See you, everybody. Mucho gusto. A la próxima. Take care.